प्रॉब्लम आई, गंद मचा दो वहां पे. Suddenly I went online, I tagged Anand Nandra. Hi, very good evening. From direct to cricket to direct to consumer. Suddenly a dip in quality. Okay, my name is Rahul Karwa, not like James Bond. Sorry, James Bond. I lead growth for Shipyaari, and I strongly believe that strong customer experience is a must for growth. So today we are going to speak about the crucial role of customer experience and how it is going to really help elevate the overall your organizational excellence. Let's go. I'll start with two pieces of news, one good and one bad, from all the research that I did on the subject. Some statistics, especially pertaining to Indian industry. There were some scary statistics. So I'll start with the bad news first. We are scraping the bottom of the barrel. The bar is really, really low. I'll move to some good news. We are scraping the bottom of the barrel. The bar is really so low that the only way up is up. Yeah? So we'll start. Meet Sarah. Who is Sarah? Sarah is actually a Japanese name. Sarah is a Japanese name for inner happiness. Let's try and meet her. Yeah? Would you mind a small exercise? A small exercise? Shut your eyes honestly. Shut your eyes honestly. And whatever experience, good, very good, superb, awesome, fantastic, whatever that you experience in last few days, 7 days, a month, a quarter, maximum, let's try and deep dive in that. Start. And when I say experience, it's an experience that a brand delivered to you. Someone managed to get some good memories? Anyone? Any adjectives? I don't want stories, I don't want phrases. I want some adjectives. Any adjective, anyone? Awesome. Let's talk to Sarah again. Again, shut your eyes. Simrat is a good boy. This time he has done it. Manish, shut your eyes. So last time we tried going back just till quarter. And this time we'll go further deep down. You want to go down 6 months, 6 years, 27 years, 47 years, which is my age. Feel free to go. And this time you are going to talk about only bad, horrible, horrendous, horrific, terrible, all these kind of experiences. Time out. Any adjectives? Filthy. And? Sorry? Scary. And? So, whenever I do this exercise with audience of this size or even bigger size, I figure two things that happen every time. One is, whenever you ask people to recall good experiences and you ask people to not go too deep in their memory and you give them much more time, then also they are not able to figure out too many good experiences. And whenever you give people lot less time to think about the bad experiences, people are able to get bad experience very fast. What could be the reason for that? One is maybe the human brain is wired like that. Bad memories always stay with us. Yeah? Second reason could be, which is the actual reason, it's really low. Yeah? So what is customer experience? When I spoke to all the Sarah inside you, you guys thought like consumers, the actual customers. Now if I ask you what is customer experience and respond to it like a professional, CMO, CEO, founder, leadership teams, chief sales officer, P&L owner, you'll become very predictable. All the answers would be around these words. By no means I'm saying these words are not useful. I'm not saying that NPS is not important or reputation is not important or advocacy is not important. I'm not saying that. All I'm trying to say is, ये तो आप लोग already करते होंगे. And all these things are available widely on Google as well as YouTube. I don't need to speak about these things. I'm going to try and cover something beyond this. These three logos look familiar. I'm sure 100% of the audience would be using services from either one of the three or all the three. Yeah? Now, if you repeat the exercise of shutting your eyes and thinking about these brands and talk about your experience, I'm 100% sure words would come like very professional, very courteous, very efficient, very easy to deal with, so on and so forth. Why is that happening? Everyone thinks alike, right? Why is it happening? It's happening because of a phenomena called as collective consciousness. The brand has, these brands have worked so hard in living up to their ethos that today it has become a collective consciousness for people across the globe. That's what a good customer experience can do for you. Ultimately, it's all about how you made her feel. I think that's what matters when it comes to customer experience. Before we start talking about what is customer experience, it's very important to understand what it is not, because that's where the biggest problems start happening. A lot of founders you speak to, marketing कर लो, थोड़ा engagement बढ़ा लो, if you engage the consumer better, हो जाएगा यार, बढ़ जाएगा NPS. ऐसे बढ़ता है NPS. Founders will come and it's very easy to say, right? It's not marketing. It's not a marketing gimmick. If you're really serious about your customer experience, stop treating it like a marketing gimmick. So if consumer is buying something at this point in time, this is where consumer discovered you. And this is finally when the customer decided to walk away from you. So I'm not saying the role of marketing is not important. Marketing will talk. It's the job of marketing to talk. But it's very important that all the other functions, instead of talking like I am sales, I am customer success, I am X, Y, Z, they need to really walk the talk. And that's where the real customer experience happens. Customer के पास एक बहुत बड़ा नया पावर आ गया है, social media. जहाँ प्रॉब्लम आई गंद मचा दो वहाँ पे, right? So if your motivation or your stress is about customer जाकर social media पे गंद मचाएगा, you will never be able to give the right experience because right now you're operating out of fear. And when you operate out of fear, you will never be able to achieve the true objective that you are set out yourself for. You know, social media abhi start hua hai, but fact of the matter is, good old companies, the iconic companies, they always cared about customers because customers have always cared about how you treat them. CX is the new marketing. It's a hot trend. Let's just stop calling it. Really, it really gets to me. It's not a trend, it's here to stay. And it's not that it started right now, it was always there. So you can make a choice whether you want to invest in it or not. But fact of the matter is, it was always there and it would always be there. And depending upon how much you get invested in that, based on that, you are going to get the returns. Digital में हम ये experience देंगे, social में ये experience देंगे. These org chart silos, they are only in our PowerPoints and in our corporate lingo. For consumer, it's a single brand. Doesn't make a difference where you screw up. Just doesn't make a difference. Customer experience एक separate department नहीं है यार. ये customer है, ये आप सारा experience ले लो. It's a conduct. It's a conduct that every single individual in the company believes in and delivers to the customer. And obviously, all these nuts and bolts need to be really aware of all the other limitations, like if there are some operational limitations, industry regulations, so that customer expectations could be really managed well. Because experience ultimately gets determined by what was the expectation and how much you achieved it. I'm going to narrate a few anecdotes. A disclaimer. The stories, all names and brand names, characters and incidents portrayed in these anecdotes are based on real personal experience of Rahul Karwa. No identification with actual people living or dead. Places, buildings and product is intended or should be inferred professionally. There is no professional agenda. किसी को खुश नहीं करना है, किसी को नाराज नहीं करना है. I have not received any money from anyone. There is no agreement, honestly. And these are only for learning purpose. That's why I'm sharing these with you guys. And it should have no bearing on Shipyaari, my employer. Nayan, are you happy? So before we start getting into the stories, let me introduce the characters. All the stories have these three characters. The center one is Ayan. He is my nephew, elder brother's son. And the left and right are twin daughters of mine. And all these four brands played a role in their experience. Fortis, this is where the girls were born. In some unfortunate incidents, we lost their biological mother. One of the daughters was ailing. When she was ailing, she was due for a surgery. They made me run from pillar to post, get this document signed from here, there. I come back. Now I'm going for tea. मैंने really? He said, yeah. ऐसे केस तो रोज आते हैं. क्या हो जाएगा उसमें? And that's what my behavior was. I don't look like that, but I did this. I told him, I'm going to drag you to the highway and leave you in front of a truck. Second experience. When Advaita and Arna came in our life, We decided to move to a larger house. It was just a bare shell. So obviously we decided to furnish it. For good 3-4 hours, we did shopping on Pepper Fry, Urban Ladder, Feb Furnish. 7.5 लाख चले गए. 7.5 लाख चले गए. थर्ड डे से ले जाकर 11th डे तक कुछ 15 शिपमेंट घर पे आए. All the shipments were broken. What consistency from all the 3 players. I was calling them first. Jaman ever ka verification, identification, everything happened, but no resolution. Finally, after talking to multiple levels of people, they said that reverse logistics से manage करना मुश्किल पड़ता है. I said okay. मेरे को स्ट्रेस किस चीज का था? फर्स्ट इज टूटा हुआ फर्नीचर घर पड़ा हुआ है. सेकंड इज पहले वाला घर छोड़ना है. तीसरा नए घर का रेंट चालू हो गया है. चौथा क्रेडिट कार्ड का लिमिट खत्म हो चुका है. नया फर्नीचर कैसे खरीदूंगा यार? राइट? A wise friend came to me and said that you should speak to Amex. जो आपने कार्ड खरीदा उसका. I said okay fine, try करते हैं. I spoke to Amex. प्यार का पंचनामा का डायलॉग स्टार्ट हुआ मेरा. For first 6-7 minutes continuously I said everything. I don't know whether she followed everything or not. She said, sir, I think you are under tremendous amount of anxiety. Can I request you for something? And I said, tell me. I'll hold on. Can you just go and have a sip of water and take a couple of deep breaths? उसने इतने प्यार से बोला. I did that. Then she said that, so as I understand the problems are twofold. First is आपके 7.5 लाख रुपए अटक गए. Second is आपके पास में 2.5 लाख रुपए नहीं है. आप खरीदोगे कैसे नया फर्नीचर? Let me solve it for you. She said, by the time we finish this call, I'm going to initiate something which is called as temporary reversal. She reversed all the money and she gave me the process that you write an email to all these 3 service providers, follow up twice or thrice and forward those emails to us. In 21 days, you will get your money back. Before they start, I'll take you through the third incident. Advaita Arna were turning 1 year and we decided that as a family, we have never traveled. Let's travel. Let's make use of our Club Mahindra membership. We booked for some location, exotic location in north. 4 days before the travel date, my brother called me that मम्मी का कैंसर पकड़ में है. I called up Club Mahindra and obviously after finishing all the other calls, I called up Club Mahindra. Extreme circumstances have come up. What do I do? Sir, there is a cancellation policy. आपका इतना इन्वेंट्री कैंसिल हो जाएगा. मतलब भाई वो तो मैं नेट पे कर लेता. मैं आपको कॉल कर रहा हूँ बताने के लिए प्रॉब्लम है को यार. सर पॉलिसी तो है. कस्टमर का पावर आ गया. सडनली आई वेंट ऑनलाइन. आई टैग्ड आनंद महिंद्रा. 3 घंटे में फिर से कॉल आया. सर मैं प्लीज हेल्प यू. मैंने कहा या प्लीज हेल्प मी. फाइनली द लेडी सेड दैट ओके फाइन, विल क्रेडिट ऑल द डेज बैक टू यू, बट यू हैव टू सबमिट द report of your mom. First, it's a very private, personal thing, right? Very personal thing. Yes, it's a transaction. There would be people who would be fooling around every day. But she could have been much more sympathetic. आप ठीक हो? मम्मी ठीक है? कुछ तो सवाल पूछ लेती यार. बड़ा simple है. Right? I think more than that, she could have just said that I am reversing it in next 10, 15, 20 days. Whenever you get time, feel free to share it with us because it's an administrative process. It would have really not breached my confidence. It was not violating. Yeah? I had to share my report. There's no option. Fourth, which is the latest one, which happened very, very recently with my favorite brand, Amazon. 26 तारीख की बात है, 26 अगस्त. डाइनिंग टेबल बैठे थे डिनर के टाइम पे एंड माई वाइफ आज दैट राखी ऑर्डर कर दिया आयान के लिए. फिर बच्चे बीच में आ गए. राखी ऑर्डर कर दिए. आई सेड आई थॉट यू वर सपोज्ड टू डू दैट एंड शी जस्ट गिव मी लुक्स एंड आई वाज लाइक नो नो नो, मैं करने वाला था, मैं करता हूँ अभी. मैंने फ़ोन धीरे से नीचे लिया. आई ट्राइड लुकिंग फॉर ऑप्शंस. आई फाउंड ए फैंटास्टिक ऑप्शन ऑन Amazon. फेबल चॉकलेट लोगे एंड यू विल गेट 2 राखी फ्री. तो 2 राखी मैंने 1250 रुपये की ली. ओके? Because honestly, normally customer is not a rational person. They would end up getting emotional about certain things. I did that primarily because I knew that roadside राखी लूंगा शायद 40 रुपये में कुरियर हो जाएगा, शायद शिपयारी से शायद फ्री में हो जाएगा. बट राखी टाइम तक पहुंचना चाहिए. बट जैसा होना था on 29th, फेबल reached, राखी didn't reach. I called them up. I called them and very shamelessly, आर के वर्ल्ड है हमारा सप्लायर, वो दिल्ली से करता है, नहीं हुआ होगा जी। मैंने कहा यार राखी आज यार, हाँ बट नहीं हुआ, क्या कर सकते हैं हम लोग, हम ट्राई करेंगे, लेट्स ट्राई। तो ना गिव मी कमिटमेंट बाय व्हाट टाइम इट विल रीच, कमिटमेंट नहीं देता हूँ। तो मैंने ठीक है नेक्स्ट लेवल बात कराते, तो 1 2 3 लेवल आगे बढ़े। फाइनली द लेडी सेड दैट ओके फाइन बाय 8 o'clock इन द इवनिंग विल ट्राई। आई थॉट दैट 9:30 से मुहूर्त चालू होता है, नो प्रॉब्लम पहुंच जाएगी। बट ऑब्वियसली आई हैड नो फेथ इन दैट, सो आई कॉल्ड अप माय सिस्टर इन लॉ एंड आई सेड दैट बैकअप के लिए खरीद ले राखी, अच्छा नहीं लगेगा ना, बच्चों को क्या जवाब दूंगा यार मैं, और बच्चों से ज़्यादा ऑनेस्टली मेरी फटी पड़ी थी यार, पायल को क्या जवाब दूंगा ऑनेस्टली वो लुक्स मेरे दिमाग में अभी तक चल रहे थे। वो हुआ एंड पैरेलल आई स्टार्टेड राइटिंग ट्वीट्स वेयर आई, गंद मचाई मैंने, जेन्युइनली गंद मचाई। ओके रात को 10 बजे फोन किया मैंने, फाइनली सेम आंसर, नो वी कुड नॉट डू इट, वी आर वेरी सॉरी। यार दिन के टाइम पे ना ऑनेस्टली आई वाज फोकस्ड ऑन माय इमोशनल विक्ट्री, भाई राखी इंपॉर्टेंट है, बच्चों का काम है, भाई वहां पर है, बहनें यहाँ पर है, कर दो कर दो कर दो, नो नो रिस्पॉन्स। इन इवनिंग आई चेंज माई स्टैंड, आई सेड स्क्रू यू मैन, आई वांट फाइनेंशियल विक्ट्री, refund my money. Finally, they said, okay, fine, we'll figure out. No commitment, nothing. And that's very unlike Amazon. And honestly, my whole idea of playing with them on tweet was to find some masala for this workshop. Honestly, I thought that they would really turn it around for themselves. Genuinely, the only thing that they changed was कभी सैयद लिखता था, कभी मोहसिन लिखता था, कभी महेश लिखता था, कभी अब्दुल लिखता था. But same content template है, चिपकाए जाओ, चिपकाए जाओ. So that means you are not talking to humans, you are talking to bots. What kind of customer experience is that, yaar? You know, I really decided that I'm not going to buy anything from Amazon. 7 years back, Flipkart did that to me. I stopped using them. But Amazon, unfortunately, is clawed deeply in my household affairs. Everything comes from Amazon. I couldn't have done that. So one important thing, I think rest other things they do really well, that they are really very well clawed in my system. That's first thing. Second is, in past they have given me so many brilliant experiences that I agreed to forgive them. I bought these new shoes before coming here. Yeah? Big questions. Was the Fortis guy having some personal agenda against me? Were these furniture players really incapable of managing reverse logistics? Was Amazon really wrong in offering me the refund? What was the thing that Amex did right? What Amazon has been doing consistently right since ages? And was the Mahindra guy really wrong in asking for the proof? I don't think so. The first guy just didn't empathize with me. The second guy, honestly, they thought that prepaid order hai. Now there's nothing that they can do, but they didn't know mere was Mani, mere was Amex tha. There's a difference between financial victory. So it depends what is the victory that customer is seeking at that point in time. Your customer support needs to talk the same language. Amex has been doing it beautifully. Ease and empower your frontliners. That's very important because people who you're talking to, if they come back and say, I'll talk to someone and come back to you, it just, your experience is lost completely. You have to empower your frontliners. You can't be a slave to rule books. Rule books are important. But honestly, at the end of the day, you are dealing with humans. You can't only stick to, ye hai, yehi karna hai. You'll keep losing your customers. Only till the time you don't have an alternative. So maybe today I don't have an alternative to Amazon, I would stick to that. But the minute I get an alternative, maybe I'll switch. So nothing personal, it's all about how these brands made me feel. That's what it is. Yeah? This is a personal experience at Shipyaari. There's a client, social media में literally उसने गंद मचा के रखी थी. You can see the picture here. E-card के थ्रू कोई delivery कराई थी उसने. He was using abusive language. E-card वालों चूड़ियाँ पहन लो. That's what he has written. We were sitting in a meeting. The guy, one of my office mates, he came and he said that one guy is really creating a lot of accounts on social media. Can we block him? What a beautiful thing, right? Block करे थोड़ी problem solve होगा यार. उसको problem कुछ तो है ना. And then obviously he was so abusive that people stopped talking to him. You're hiding behind because you don't want to face that guy. I said, give me the number of that person. They gave me the number. I saved his number as Angry Bird. I saved his number as Angry Bird only to keep reminding myself that this person need to be really handled well. For 3 days, he was like my alarm. Every 2-3 hours, he would call me, right from 7:30 in the morning to till 10:30. He would call me anytime. Is it a scalable model? It's not. But honestly, it was very important to handle this guy well. Finally, if you see, what this guy said is, how do I play this here? From this, he finally came to this thing. I'm sorry if I told you something wrong, really. Shipment is 7 days late, but Rahul sir helped a lot. something. Thank you so much for delivery. Delivery ho gaya. Then obviously it was celebration time. Everyone is happy. The point that I'm trying to make is sometimes you really need to go that extra mile. It's not about first mile, mid mile, or last mile. You need to really go that extra mile because that's what customer is going to remember. These Amex examples on and all, I would have spoken to at least at different 150 more than 150 forums. Amex is getting free of cost publicity, right? In case of Raj, were we really not bothered about Raj? No, we were. But his abusive language scared the frontliners and they started avoiding him. And honestly, shipment misroute हो गया है, आपके पास जवाब नहीं है. Since you don't have an answer, you start avoiding him. But you can't afford to do that. I read something very nice. Whenever you feel that you are trying to create a blueprint for your customer excellence, customer support, customer experience, if you're writing any blueprint for that, always keep in mind, go back to Sarah, go back to your childhood. जो बच्चे बोलते हैं, that's the right thing. मेरे घर में shipment आता ना, honestly, we treat it, it's not just a shipment. It has a lot much more than that. Every company needs to define that for themselves. And how will that happen? When the entire company, entire hierarchy is going to believe in that. And they would believe it only if you take care of your staff and they would take care of your customers. Last one, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people would never forget how you made them feel. I think that's the crux of customer experience. These are the 7 points from my personal learning. These are the kind of cards that you're going to find in the kit. Have a look at it. It's a handy one if you want to just keep it with yourself, to keep reminding yourself what are the right things to do. Just 7 points. Yeah? Thank you.